Yo, what is happening, guys? Welcome back to the Let's Talk Final Challenge and Tell by Title on the thumbnail. We are back again with the predictions. Kingpyn semi-finals is tomorrow, Saturday, 6 p.m. I think the card actually, the main card starts 7 p.m. But it is tomorrow nonetheless. And we got to give some of our predictions out for the fights. Now, I'm not going to be touching on the wild cards. I'm just going to be touching on the main fights. So the 4 female fights and the 2 male fights. And that's what we're going to be touching on. The wild card fights, don't really know much about them. But I'll be watching them nonetheless. But either way, we got up first. We got Whitney Jones versus Amber O'Donnell. Now, this one, the only thing I'm really taking away from this is Amber O'Donnell in her last fight didn't really throw good punches. She kind of just threw for the sake of throwing, she didn't really set up anything. She didn't really box. She kind of just threw windmills, and I feel like she's going to do that again. I feel like she might have cleaned it up, but she's going to come in, she's going to keep moving forward, and she's going to keep throwing punches. Whitney Jones actually showed to have a decent job in her last fight, but obviously her last fight was against Barbie, and Barbie is a big woman and had a lot of power, knew how to turn those shots over, and, beat her, basically. But I think Whitney Jones, she proved to have a chin on her, she proved that she was determined, she kept coming for her, she kept doing that. But I think her just being a taller fighter and having the decent job, I think if she's able to take those shots against Barbie, she's able to take those shots against Amber O'Donnell, and I think she comes out and she wins by late stoppage or something like that. I think she probably comes in, I'm confident she wins. I think she probably stops Amber O'Donnell maybe in the third round, say, because I just think her jab and her height is just going to be too much, and the fact that she can take a punch and keep coming forward, I can't see Amber O'Donnell getting her out of there, but I can see her maybe stopping Amber. But that's my prediction. Whitney Jones by stoppage. Next up, we got Daniela versus Miss Danielka. Now, Miss Danielka fought Elbrook in a very controversial win for Elbrook. A lot of people thought Miss Danielka won. I'm just going to keep this very short. I think Danielka takes this one. No disrespect to Danielle. But Danielka came out. She's, 5'11"? I think she's taller than me. I think I'm maybe like 5'10" and a half. 5'11" shoes maybe. I don't know. I think she's taller than me. She's a big woman. And she caused major problems for Elbrook. Like I said, very controversial win because a lot of people thought that she beat Elbrook. Elbrook had a lot of problems whenever trying to deal with her job. I understand why people think that Danielka should have won. And I think in this one, Daniela isn't as good as Elbrook as a fighter. I think Danielka comes in here and she stops Daniela. Probably within a couple rounds because she's just too big and powerful. Like, I genuinely, even Elbrook said it, she goes, where the hell did you find this woman? Like, where did you find someone of this stature, this height for this tournament? Like, how the fuck did you do it? I agree. I think she stops Danielle in a couple rounds, personally. I think she wins by stoppage. Next up, we got Emily Brooke versus Barbie. Now, this one I'm actually excited for. Emily Brooke, obviously Elbrook's sister. Emily Brooke came out on smoke last time, came forward, just scrapped. And that was it. Had no problem getting hit in the face as long as she came forward and fought you and fucked you up. And she's the one who fought Amber O'Donnell last time. Now, she didn't show much technique. She just came forward, just tied a strap. With Barbie, I don't even know what height Barbie is, but it don't matter because she's tall as shit, right? Barbie showed in the last fight. And this is the reason. I'll just make this statement now before this because I fought this before. I think I said this before in my last prediction video. I think Barbie wins the entire women's tournament. And this was before I saw her fight. I thought she might have won. Now, after seeing her fight, I think she wins the entire tournament. Yes, you can tell who I think is going to win this fight. I think Barbie. Barbie's too big, too strong, and she comes forward in her open workout. She looked even better. She looked improved. She looked how to even land her shots better. But the thing is, when she comes forward, we saw in that fight, she wasn't just throwing arm punches like this. She was in a proper stance. Not only was she going down the pipe, not only was she hitting those out, but she was turning her shots over. She wasn't going like this like a lot of boxers do. She wasn't going like this. She was going bang. She was hitting those hooks and turning that shot over and actually connecting. And she's big, she's powerful. Now, she didn't knock out Amber O'Donnell, but she knocked her down. And I don't think Emily Brooke is going to be one to go down easy, kind of like Elbrook. But I don't think she will have the skill to take away the size, because Barbie obviously has that jab. she has. The fact she turns her punches over adds to the power. She has that skill set. I don't think Emily possesses the skill set to come forward and to take away that jab from such a bigger opponent and get her out of there or outbox her. So I actually got Barbie winning on convincing decision. I think she's going to win by decision. I don't feel like Emily is going to get knocked out because she seems like a very determined fighter. I feel like she might get knocked down. She's going to get stumbled. But I think she will fight back. She will make it maybe a little bit competitive here and there, but I just see it going to decision. Can't see her get knocked out, but I see it going to decision, but I see it dominating fashion. I see Barbie taking that shit by a mile. I see her moving on to the finals, and I see her taking out whoever's in the finals. Personally, this is what I think now. Maybe my opinion will change after these fights, but I got Barbie winning, bro. God, dominating fashion. So now we're moving on to the main event of the female boxing tournament, and it is Elle Burke versus Julie Polka. Now, Elle Burke, last fight, like I said, Miss Danielka, had a lot of problems, struggled with the jab, struggled with the reach. The thing that she did do well, and I think benefits her in this fight, Miss Danielka was so much bigger. She had obviously the reach, struggle with that, but she was hitting Elle Burke, and Elle Burke kept coming forward. No matter how much Elle Burke got punched and hit hard and rocked, she just kept coming forward. She was persistent. She kept pushing. Did not care. She was willing to take punches to give punches, which isn't always the smartest thing, but she did it, and it worked for her. Julie Polka, I think her best attribute is power. She is quite built, and I think she's going to come out. I think she's going to obviously have the more powerful shots than Elle Burke, but I think Elle Burke has to come forward. I think Polka's going to come forward, try to intimidate Burke. I think Elle has to come forward and make Polka respect her power first, and then we'll see what happens. But I think if she does that, she makes Julie respect her power, comes forward. I think Elle Burke has more experience to the point where she will win against Julie Polka. I do not see her stopping her, but I see her winning on a decision because I actually personally would love Julie Polka to win the female tournament. Either her or Barbie I want to win, but I'd actually really like her to win. Her and Nunes has really won me over. I just want to say it. I don't know why. I've never understood a single word they fucking said in the moment they've said it, but they've won me over. And I'd actually love for them to win, but I just do not see her beating Elle Burke. I know she has the power, but I think Elle Burke has the experience. I do see a possibility of Elle Burke just rushing in like she always does and Polka connecting and rocking her. But, I feel like there's more ways for Elle Burke to win with her experience, with her understanding than Julie Polka, because I think Julie has the power. She has a bit of the skill set, but I just think that, Elle Burke has been doing it longer. She's been in more fights. She has that bit more experience, and she's willing to take the punches, to give the punches. And that's why I think Elle Burke wins by decision. But either way, it's going to be a really good fucking fight. But I think she takes that one. Now, next up would be Gibb versus Jarvis. But I'm actually going to have to give that prediction last, because that's the one I'm stuck on. So we will move on to King Kenny versus Whindersson Nunes, your main event of the evening. Who do I got winning? We'll see. My thought process going in this fight is King Kenny. I did a whole thing about this fight. I did a whole video breaking down the pros and the cons of King Kenny, the pros and the cons of Whindersson Nunes. I'll already post it here. I also did one of Gibb and Jarvis there as well. So if you want to actually see the kind of breakdown comparison, that's over there. So I'm going to try and do this without the whole breakdowns. I've already done that. Kenny, great job. Best job in the influencer boxing scene, in my opinion. Has the reach, has the height, has the experience. I think he's proven multiple times in the past that he has been very, how do I say it? He's been very hesitant on throwing punches. Sensei, Temper, fought them. I don't think he fought his best fight in them, but he fought them. He did good, picked out good competition, but he could have fought better. DK Money, he did the DK Money exactly what he should have done. The DK Money, we're not really going to give much props for that. Fair play, you beat who's in front of you, but you had to do that if you're at the level that you're supposed to be at. Against Raksu, he was the better boxer, lost because Raksu just came forward and he didn't fight him. So simple as Kenny has proven in the past, he can be a bit hesitant. In his last fight against my mate Nate, he came in, more power, more aggression, actually came in for the knockout. Now, the question is, what Kenny will we get against Whindersson Nunes? Because I think that determines how this fight really goes. I think Whindersson Nunes has good shot selection, but we spoke about it. I think he has decent head movement sometimes, but his head movement needs to improve because when he's standing there waiting for you to throw, and he does bounce back, he does go like this moving forward, but when he's standing waiting to throw or waiting for you to throw, he kind of stays still. So if you go quick enough, you can catch him. And because Kenny has such a long reach, all the shots Whindersson Nunes was doing, which was walking down while Philip had a high guard, throwing those close body shots and doing that, you ain't going to be able to do that to Kenny because Kenny has such a long reach. If you're able to break, that maybe you'll be able to rough him up a little bit in the inside. But Kenny always do. I saw Kenny working with clinch work, with Daly in the open workout. I think the game plan is, as soon as Whindersson Nunes gets close, get in the clinch, muscle your way, and push him back and get back to your distance. Do not let him get in close. And like I said, I just think Whindersson Nunes needs to improve his head movement, needs to improve his footwork and his speed. But that comes with time. Kenny, it depends what one we give him. But if Kenny fights like he did against my mate Nate with the aggression, I think he comes in and I think he has a good chance of finishing Whindersson Nunes. But the one thing I need to see, I want to see Kenny's aggression, but I need to see better punches, man. Because when he's close, like in close to you, he throws well. When he was fighting my mate Nate, yes, he landed that shot up top, but he almost missed it. You know what I mean? He threw that big overhand, but he didn't throw it like a hook. He went like that, and he caught him on the temple. Good shit. That's where you want to catch him. But you need to just aim better, in my personal opinion. You did catch him, but it was close to just going over his head and not meaning anything. And I think when you're in close, it is hard because you have such a long reach to kind of throw those short ones. But I think that's why you have to keep your distance. Be aggressive. Put him on the back foot, but stay behind the jab at the same time. Do not get in and brawl. That's not what you're doing. You have a long distance. You have the best jab. Why would you try to brawl him? But I think Kenny comes in here. I think Kenny has a chance to stop him. I think Whindersson Nunes does have a chance. I want to make it clear. I think Whindersson Nunes has a lot of potential. I think he does have a chance to beat Kenny. But I think it heavily depends on what type of Kenny we get. If we get hesitant Kenny, I think Whindersson Nunes would take it. But I personally think we will get aggressive Kenny. I think Kenny will come out. I think he will box better than he did against my mate Nate. I think he will actually be aggressive. And I think he will actually use his jab. I see him stopping Nunes, personally, in around the 4th round. I think he just puts the pressure on. I think maybe he just wins Whindersson Nunes and just hits him with a good couple of them and he takes Nunes down. And I'm not going to lie, that kind of annoys me saying because I love King Kenny, but I love Whindersson Nunes, bro. He's really run me over, but I just see Kenny taking it. In my mind, King Kenny cannot lose this fight. He can't for the sake of he's supposed to be top. This tournament's supposed to prove that he's top. And also, he has everything in his arsenal to win. He should win this fight. So I think Kenny wins by late stoppage or decision, but I think late stoppage, I'm giving it to Kenny. But either way, hopefully it's a good fucking fight. Okay, this one I fought long and hard about. We got Gabe versus Jarvis. This one I fought long and hard about. I'm going to try and make it quick so I don't second guess myself too much. This, I think, will go down as one of the best fights in the influencer boxing scene. Gabe brings a lot. Gabe brings the experience, the pace, power as well, but speed. He brings the IQ. Jarvis comes in. Jarvis brings the power as well. He brings speed. He brings just natural talent. It's so hard to compare them because when you look at all Gabe brings, you feel as Gabe should win this fight easy. But then you look at Jarvis's pros as kind of Gibbs' cons because Jarvis's pros is he has a chin. He can take punches and he can give punches. I think Gibb and Jarvis can both hit. But this is what I will say. I think if Gibb and Jarvis, say they both stood there and they both took a right hook, like a full right hook from each other, I think they both have the power to knock someone out, as they have both kind of proven. But I think Jarvis has more power than Gibb because the way Jarvis sits down on those shots and throws them with fucking intent. Gibb sets those shots up to hit you like a boxing type thing where he wants to set the shot up, land it correctly. Jarvis sets it up as in, it doesn't matter if I land in the right place, I'm gonna fucking hurt you type shit. He throws with intent to fuck you up. And I think a lot of things where people were saying is Gibb has the pace, Gibb has the cardio. Jarvis came out in that open workout for 17 minutes straight and threw power punch combos. and didn't look tired. So a lot of people saying that, oh, Gibb has the pace, Gibb has cardio, Gibb has this, Jarvis has cardio too. I did not expect that, but he came out, he didn't just throw combos for 17 minutes straight and not fucking break a sweat, not gasp for air, but he threw power punches in those combos and like it was nothing. And he's going to come out and he's going to do it. I think Jarvis' game plan is he's going to do like he did against Cincinnati. He's going to let Gibb be the one to move about, and he's going to kind of just wait for Gibb to slip up, because Gibb has proven, although, you know, he has good IQ, his footwork can kind of be his downfall. He trips over, he's off balance a lot. I think Gibb's going to come in. I think for Gibb to win this fight, I think Gibb has to be the one doing the most output. He's going to do the most output. He's going to jab you. He's going to go to the bar. He's going to do all that. I think Jarvis is just in there to brawl you because he thinks he can knock you out. And I think that Jarvis can knock people out. So, when it comes down to it, Jarvis has never experienced someone constantly going to his body like Gibb is, because Gibb's going to work that body. But while Gibb doing that, Gibb leaves himself open, and Jarvis might find that. I think Jarvis has proven to have a better chin than Gibb. Plus, Jarvis's tight guard means Gibb likes to go around the guard a lot. Jarvis's tight guard could help Gibb do that, but also his tight guard could not. Because he has such a tight guard, Gibb, because he has shorter arms, might land a lot of those punches on the glove and not actually properly land them. Yes, that opens the body, but that also, while your hands are going like that, that also opens you for Jarvis to throw a power punch. So, this is a really fucking hard fight to call. A lot of people are saying Gibb's going to win easy. A lot of people are saying Jarvis is going to win easy. I think if it goes to decision, I think Gibb wins. I think Gibb has more output. He's going to throw the more punches. He's probably going to land a lot on the body. Whether it hurts Jarvis or not, I think he's going to do the more output, land the most shots. He's going to be the smarter boxer. I think if it finishes by knockout, I think Jarvis is more likely to knock Gibb out, because I think he just has a better chin on him than Jarvis. But which one am I going for? That's the thing, because I don't fucking know, man, because it's so hard to call, because I want to back Gibb. Gibb is my boy. I'm backing Gibb. I'm cheering for Gibb. I like Jarvis, but I'm backing Gibb. I'm cheering for Gibb. My head says Jarvis because of the power. But part of my head says Gibb because of the experience. My heart says Gibb, but my gut says Jarvis. So after all of that, the person I'm going for to win this fight is Jarvis. I think Jarvis takes this one. I just think that Gibb is just going to come forward, and his ego is kind of going to be his downfall, and I don't think he respects Jarvis the way he should, with Jarvis's power and Jarvis's dedication to this shit, and I think Jarvis takes this. I hope Gibb wins. I'm praying for Gibb to win. I like Jarvis, but I want Gibb to win, but I think Jarvis takes this. Although, they'll be walking out, and I'll switch and think Gibb's going to win. Then they'll touch gloves, and I think Jarvis is going to win. And then the bell will ring, and I think Gibb's going to win again. It'll constantly go back and forth. So, but right now, I think Jarvis takes it. I hope Gibb wins. Like I said, like Jarvis, hope Gibb wins, but I think Jarvis takes it. I just think that him being able to take the punches off Gibb, and Gibb's footwork not being the best and constantly being off balance, and the fact he doesn't really respect Jarvis's power and his position because he thinks he's levels above, I think he's going to overextend, and I think Jarvis is going to prove, okay, you can box, you can give punches, but I can take punches and I can give them too, and I think Jarvis is going to catch him. So that is my predictions. This is quite a long video, fucking probably, but I'm just going to... I tried to keep it short and sweet, but there's so much to fucking analyze. But either way, that's my predictions. Let me know in the comments down below what you agree with, what you disagree with. Like I said, I'll probably change my fucking opinions on Gibb and Jarvis when the fight actually starts, because I do every time. Usually the prediction I give on camera is wrong, and the prediction I give right before the fight's fucking right, but it is what it is. That's my predictions. Let me know what you agree, disagree with in the comment section down below. Let me know who you think's going to win. What fight are you looking forward to the most? Press conferences soon. Hopefully you enjoy that. But as always, think positive, test negative, have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you after the fights. So, peace.